1, 2. Spin around. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Hugh Sweeney here. This is my apartment, and this is my studio here where I do my editing in and stuff. You'll see that I've got this sort of curtain of it's basically just it's just a blanket, really, sort of one of those furry blankets, and that's to dampen sound in here, because this studio is very well, you wouldn't really call it a studio, would you? I mean, it's just a little space, but it's very echoey. So when I'm doing voiceovers like this, see, I've got my mic here and I've got my software here, recording. You'll see it recording here. When I'm doing voiceovers, it's not good to have like echoey kind of bathroom like spaces, so I need to work on the dampening in here. I have before actually lifted like a quilt up over my head to kind of suck in the sound, but that who wants to be doing that? So I'm going to be working on getting some acoustic tiling and stuff like that, and the neighbours should be happy about that as well. This is the Blackmagic cinema camera. A lot of guys use these cameras with loads of accessories stuck onto them, like rigs and battery packs and shoulder mounts. I just use it on its own because I prefer it like that. Okay, so we're recording on that. I hope we're focused. We're recording on the software, yeah. So this is basically, I sometimes I do voiceovers for videos. I'm full-time making videos now for my customers, and sometimes I do voiceovers for them. In the past, I've done some DJ work, and I used to do some impressions. I've actually done ads and stuff with impressions and stuff like that. I do Arnold Schwarzenegger sometimes. I speak a little bit like this. You know, when you're impersonating Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can do him as he speaks now. He's older and his voice is huskier. But when he's younger, he speaks like this. You know, when he's in Twins, the movie Twins, you are my brother. Schwarzenegger in Pumping Iron, he's like, you go to the gym, you train your bicep and you train your tricep, and it's great. The blood goes into the muscle, you get the pump. It's better than coming. And you're coming in the gym, you go home, you have sex with a beautiful woman, and you're coming again. You're like coming all day long. It's great. But when he's older, we're making Expendables 5. I'm in it. We're going to have Chuck Norris in it again. It's going to be great. I got to smoke loads of cigars. This camera is all over the place. I've also impersonated Billy Connolly before. Alright, it's great to be back here. I fucking love this place. Even though I feel about as welcome as a fart in a spacesuit. Billy Connolly, yes. And the voiceover guy, not to forget. Ow, ow. In the city, you must fight to survive. He dealt tortillas on the corner, but the mob wanted him. I don't know who this guy is, but I want him and his tortillas dead. He had one chance, and his chance was to fight back. Arnold Schwarzenegger, listen to me, Corina, they're trying to kill you. You have to get out of here. Come on, get your head down. I'm trying to hold this camera. It's ridiculous. You might have seen me in the movie Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club. This is one hell of a movie. If you haven't seen it, go buy it. I didn't even get paid, but I got my Oscar. That's all that matters. All right. I'll just show you my hallway. I've got something cool in the hallway. Just going to check that's recording. Yeah, the Blackmagic is recording. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. No, 1. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yes, so I had these boards up, and I decided to put some prints on them. And what better to put? I needed something quick. I wasn't going to do up some really complicated artwork around them. So I decided to just pick some of my favourite movies of all time. And I've always wanted to just talk about some of my favourite movies of all time, but I haven't talked about my favourite movies of all time. So I'm a huge Tarantino fan. Everything the guy does, everything. I mean everything. For example, a movie called Death Proof. Not that many people would have seen it. Probably the least popular Tarantino movie. That is my favourite Tarantino movie. He gets like a female stunt driver that had never acted, and he puts her in a movie. Zoe something, forget her surname. She is just so good in the movie. It's brilliant. She's hanging off the front of a car. Car is driving at 80 miles an hour, and also the some of the gore scenes in that movie, Really, really good. That's Death Proof. It's not even on here. I'm actually going to replace one of these prints with Death Proof. Death Proof. This is Jackie Brown, Pam Grier. I fancy Pam Grier. She's just so brilliant and such a great actor as well. Psycho, gotta love Psycho. One of my favourite movies of all time. I absolutely love Psycho. Everything about that film. Just I think the start. Something about the start of that movie, like the suspense in Psycho, the scenes that lead up to Janet Leigh stealing the money. That was my favourite part of Psycho. Barbarella is one of my favourite movies of all time. But Jane Fonda is just stunning in it. Love Jane Fonda in that. I'd say what I love most about the film is the music. The opening scene, Barbarella, Psychedella, really good. The Thing, how could you not have The Thing? It is just so good. I love this movie, The Thing. John Carpenter. We have The Shining as well. The Shining is one of my favourite movies of all time. That scene where he orders the drinks and he's like, you know, I barely touched him. I barely touched the boy. And just give him a little bit of a smack. But he's telling the bartender that he's fallen out with his family, and he's imagining all that. Really good. Jaws is my top movie of all time. Again, like other movies, what I like things about Jaws that people don't associate with Jaws. I just love the whole era of 1970s America, the summer vibe, the beach and all that. Plus the music in Jaws, and straight away people think the music in Jaws, they'll think the two note dun, 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 dun. But I love the other music, like that, and the also Midnight Cowboy is classic, brilliant. I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here. We also have Clint Eastwood, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, one of my favourites. We have Bruce Lee in this one. Bruce Lee is just so good. Just everything about Bruce Lee. This is Way of the Dragon. I probably prefer some of the scenes in... this is actually Way of the Dragon, yeah. I'm confusing it with Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon was his sort of his first Western movie. This was Way of the Dragon, where he fought Chuck Norris actually, and that was really good. It was like set in the Colosseum in Rome, and they really were in the Colosseum, but where the fight scene was this really bad stage set. Again, Planet Terror right here, directed by Robert Rodriguez, but written by I'm sure Rodriguez was involved in writing as well. Dracula, love this guy, Christopher Lee. Love all his movies. Here's another scene from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Not Ennio Morricone, the director, Italian guy, Sergio Leone. Sergio Leone was notoriously careless with his actors, and Eli Wallach was nearly decapitated in the scene where he lay and had his hands. He used the train to cut off his handcuffs, and he was nearly decapitated. He was also tied with his hands behind his back on a horse. And the horse was galloping at like 40 miles an hour. They didn't realise that was going to happen. Why were his hands tied? He could have just pretended his hands were tied. Jaws, again, the famous poster scene. Just love this picture. Not from one of my favourite movies, if I'm quite honest. Audrey Hepburn. Here we have Metropolis. Oh, we've also Metropolis over here. Again, it's really cool. It's one of the first kind of, what would you call it, sci-fi? First really kind of, I don't know how to describe it really. Just a brilliant Fritz Lang movie. It's one of the oldest. It's the oldest movie on here. Fight Club, love that movie. Again, Jaws. We have a little piece here of. We have what's this guy called? Javier Bardem. This is Coen Brothers at their best. The Coen Brothers can knock out some kind of dodgy stuff, self-indulgent up their arse type stuff, but that is from. No Country for Old Men, and something about that movie I really like. I sort of like the opening scenes where Josh Brolin comes across the crime scene out in the middle of the desert. Blade Runner is, I would say, it's in my top three, along with Jaws and along with one or two other movies. Love this to bits. This is from my favourite Bond movie, which is Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die, the music, the era, 1970s. It was Roger Moore's first Bond. Actually, I didn't impersonate Roger Moore. I'll have a vodka martini, shaken but not stirred. Roger Moore, Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour was like 20 years of age. It was her first big movie, and she was flown over to the Caribbean or somewhere very like that where they made the movie. Rosemary's Baby, I fucking love that movie. Any kind of horror movie set in 1970s New York, or wasn't that, could be late 60s. Space Odyssey, absolute classic. Again, it's not the only movie directed by what's his name, such and such. I can't think of his name. Oh, that looks really scary. That looks fucking scary. See my shadow. Watch this. Oh man, that's giving me ideas for horror films. See, you wouldn't think this is where you get ideas. Where that's a good reveal. Actually, the first time I did it was really scary. I'm just this is my bedroom. I filmed a horror movie in my short horror film, zero budget, and I filmed it in this bedroom where a hand comes out from under the bed, and every night now, I swear to God, I'm afraid of my own horror movie has made me afraid to go to bed. Every night I think of the every night, I just had to check the camera, every night I go to bed, I think of that hand coming out, because it was actually quite convincing. So I'm getting into bed like, not if I have company. But this is another Tarantino film. This is Inglorious Basterds. That's just a classic. I just loved Michael Fassbender in that. Right, Bond is in there again. I had to put another Bond. Goldfinger. That, of course, is Sean Connery. Yes, Sean Connery. Here we have a scene, another Hitchcock, North by Northwest. We also have a scene here, another Planet Terror scene. We have Michael Douglas. I just love this Michael Douglas. Is that... I want to get a breakfast, and they said to him, they said, sorry, we've stopped serving breakfast. It's 1 minute past 11, and you're not giving me breakfast at only 1 minute. Sorry, sir, would you mind lowering your voice, please? Excuse me. And we also have a little bit of Raging Bull down there. Well, Robert De Niro, it's Robert De Niro. My Robert De Niro sounds more like my Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. So that is just some of my movies. And I think I've got them all. Oh yeah, there's one. This is one I almost forgot. Another scene from Planet Terror. I did this really quickly, so I kind of used some of different pictures from the same movies. Also, we have The Exorcist, Linda Blair, and I always mix up the director, William Friedkin. William Friedkin with Peter Blatty, oh God, I'm tired. Sorry. And it was the most advanced movie at the time for makeup effects. Max von Sydow was only like 40 in the movie, but he was made out to be like, say, in his early 70s. And the skin makeup that they added to Max von Sydow, like nobody knew he was only 40 years of age. It was that good. Linda Blair had a very stressful time. Not only had she to spend hours and hours with the makeup, but the room she was in, like she was in the bed in the room at all time, and they actually refrigerated the room, so she was absolutely freezing cold. They had loads of layers of blankets on her, but her face was beginning to freeze. Very, very difficult movie to make. Also, the priest in this movie was not an actor. He had done some stage work and some musicals, and he was into singing and stuff, but he had never acted in a movie. And they cast him because he was a genuine priest, and he really did have an elderly woman that he was taking care of. He is the person in The Exorcist that he is in real life. And in one scene, William Friedkin wanted to scare him, and he actually shot a gun behind him and got him to look around, and they filmed it. I mean, that's ridiculous, but it worked, and he really looked terrified. So thanks for watching this little vlog. So yeah, back into my studio. I'm going to be doing some work in here on I've put this paper up on the walls. It's like a wallpaper, sort of a digital textured wallpaper, and I'm going to put these sort of beams up, like New York loft style beams. A friend of mine up in Dublin has a company that manufactures sort of really cool sort of office space design type stuff. So he kind of inspired me to I'd seen his stuff, and I said, man, you got to give me some of those. So I'm putting some like old rafters in there. They're going to help with the acoustics as well. Again, going to put some artwork. That's, you know, going to be the studio. Thank you for watching. I know I've not been doing many vlogs and not many. I'll go this way because it's a more inspiring background. I've got this sort of big digital wallpaper print of New York, which is right above the right above my Mac, and it looks small here because it's a wide angle lens, but it's really big. It's like 8 foot long, and I just love having that there because New York is where I want to go. So thank you for watching, and I have a little LED light down here that didn't get used. Yes, a little LED light that never got used in tonight's production. Thank you for watching. So yeah, from Hugh Sweeney Filmmaker. Check out my other videos. I did a pretty cool video about making horror movies and stuff. A lot of people seem to like that. It actually got 500 thumbs up before one person gave it a thumbs down. That means a lot. Also check me out on Vimeo. It's Vimeo/Hugh Sweeney. You'll see some of my more corporate stuff there. And check me out on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Hugh Sweeney. Bye for now.